This is how I spend my six-figure trading profits in a month. So I always make videos teaching you guys how to become profitable, giving you guys good strategies, talking about psychology and risk management, but I never give you guys any videos or any tips and advice on when you are profitable on how to manage your profits. And sometimes that can be really overwhelming. If you start making a lot of money from trading, you might be dumb and spend it all on a bunch of jewelry. So this video, I'm gonna break down on how I spend all my trading profits, so hopefully you guys can incorporate that once you guys turn profitable so you guys can have safe spending habits. All right, so before we get into like spending a bunch of money and talking about, okay, what to invest into what and when you guys could buy your fancy ass car, first things first, I want to give a little disclaimer. Trading is really difficult, and that's like what this whole page is about, to give you guys the truths about day trading. So first things first, once you turn profitable, are you going to be making $100,000 a month? Are you going to be making six figures a month? Probably not. You're probably going to be making a couple $1,000s a month, and that's okay, right? That should be your goal, right? You're to actually start making money from trading. And then from there, once you're able to actually scale your account, end up making more and more as your account grows, then you're going to be potentially making six figures. For me, I've been trading for 5 years, and along with that was really successful in crypto, so that helped me increase my account size and increase my capital to start making the money that I'm making today that you see on YouTube. You're seeing these crazy profits of like 20K days, 60K days, and then sometimes losing $30,000 and $10,000 a day. Just understand it takes a lot of time to get to that point. All right, I'm going to break it down into 5 different categories that's really going to encapsulate all of your expenses. Number 1 is going to be taxes. Number 2 is going to be savings and investments. Number 3 is just going to be regular living expenses. Number 4 is going to be improvements to your overall living. And then number 5 is going to be the dumb shit. All right, so first things first, got to take care of taxes. Wherever you're living, odds are you guys maybe are probably going to be living in the US. Make sure you know what you're doing. So whenever people are like, hey, give me tax help, brother, I'm not a CPA, I'm not a financial advisor. Go to a CPA, go to a financial advisor, have them take care of your taxes. Let them know, like right when you start making money from trading, boom, bang a CPA's line, and then you can get in contact with them and be like, look, hey, I'm starting to make money from day trading. I know it's short-term capital gains. How can we get around this? How can we get on top of this before it blows up? Because I know a lot of traders who might have to leave the country or flee the United States because they didn't pay their taxes, and you don't want to be in that position. All right, so once you take care of that, odds are that's going to take around 40% of your bread, assuming that you live in the United States, right? If you live anywhere else, for me, I live in Puerto Rico. Fuck you guys, I'm getting 0% on that shit. But for most people, it's going to be 40%. Moving on to number 2 is going to be investments and savings. This is going to be our second biggest category, and really where you guys are going to be like, oh my God, I can't wait to make passive income and put a bunch of money into crypto, stocks, and savings. I would allocate right around 10% into investments and savings. So this is kind of a tricky area where it's like, if you have overflow, odds are you're going to want to put it into investing and savings, right? And that just comes with more money coming in, and then that, like, this has to be leveraged with living expenses. So when we get into living expenses, you guys can kind of break it down on your calculators with whatever you're making right now or whatever you plan on making right now to figure out what percentage you want it to be. But a super solid point of advice is you should be investing or saving. I'm not really even that big of like a savings, okay? I would much rather just have my money working for me that's not sitting in a bank. Hey man, we're traders, fuck the banks. We want to put 10% of our money into investments so it's working for us, and then if we have a little bit left over, shove it right back into investments or a savings account. Next up is going to be living expenses. So again, this is going to be variable with how much money that you're making and how much you can afford to pay for rent, car, and food. And maybe if you got little ass kids, got to put food on the table, got to pay for their school, got to give them clothes, got to change their diapers and shit. I don't have any kids. That sounds horrible. That sounds like it's going to add up. Some of you guys might be in different positions than me. For me, I just have to pay for my own stuff and boogie. So make sure you get that down. And these are vitals. These are guaranteed, like, I need it. I need a roof over my head, I need a whip, and I need food. So this should be pretty set in terms of percentage. You know the exact amount of money that you're going to be spending on rent, you know the exact amount of money that you're spending for your car each month, and you know a rough around how much money you're going to be spending on food. So this percentage is purely based on how much money that you're making. So if you're making like $300,000 a month from trading, which is freaking awesome, that percentage, you're like guaranteed essential living percentage, it's going to be under 1%, right? Assuming that your means of living is really, really low, okay? Or not really low, just like normal. You're not going super lavish and super crazy. Or if you're making, 5K a month from trading, maybe that percentage is taking up way more, right? So This one is variable. Check it out, peep your calculator, see how much it comes out to. That's your percentage. All right, number 4 is going to be bettering your life, right? Because we want to get into trading so we can live this lavish ass lifestyle. But also what comes with that, right? You have your basic ass living expenses, roof over your head, car to drive, food to eat. What happens if you want to eat better food? What happens if you want to drive maybe a slightly better car? What happens if you want to get a gym membership? What happens if your girlfriend or your wife or whatever wants to get a little Pilates membership? This is just overall improvements to your lifestyle. Not necessarily dumb shit like watches, chains, and super crazy cars, but just like overall improvements to your lifestyle, right? This is going to be once you take care of taxes, once you take care of your living expenses, and once you put some money into investments and savings, boom, this is money left over. Maybe we split this in half, put some into investments and savings, and some, you know, hey man, I want to eat a better meal. I don't want to be eating at Mickey D's. I don't want to be cooking shit up for myself. This is where that money's going to go into. All right, and last but not least, probably the main reason why you guys want to get into trading, fucking dumb ass shit, man. Okay, so this is really going to come way down the line. Hate to break it to you guys. It's not going to happen in a month. It's not going to happen in a year. It's not going to happen in 2 years. It's not going to happen in 3 years. It's going to take 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years to be able to be a proficient enough trader and to even have the account size capable to be making the amount of profits where you can actually start spending money on dumb stuff like $33,000 watch, $33,000 on bracelets, $25,000 on a chain. And I'm making this video not to flex on your ass, but to show you what is capable, what you're able to do with trading and the point that you are soon able to reach for. But also think about everything that came before this. I'm telling you guys what you guys need to take care of before you start going out and start shopping for a Rolex once you hit your first winning trade. We always see the memes of the people on Instagram, like beginner trader hits their first demo trade and starts scrolling down Lamborghini's site and is like, how much do I have to pay for this for a month? Guess what, bro? You should probably focus on what you're gonna pay in taxes and your living expenses before you start looking into a Lambo, okay? All right, so now that we've broken down the 5 main categories and given you guys pretty much the financial plan, I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice, please don't call the cops or whatever. But now that we've given you guys a solid percentage amount on where to allocate pretty much like everything so you guys are taken care of, you got roof over your head, taxes are paid, food is paid for, you know, you got a Nissan Altima or whatever. I'm going to give you guys kind of what I did and some of the mistakes that I made once I turned profitable with trading, so hopefully you guys can learn from my mistakes and you guys don't do anything stupid. This is why I'm making this video, because I fucked up. So I don't want you guys to fuck up. So first things first, what did I do when I started making money from trading and actually like making a bunch of money? Spent a shit ton of money on shoes, spent a shit ton of money on dumbass designer clothes. Wasn't smart, ended up selling all of it because I bought a bunch of shit and realized, hey, I'm not really making any money from trading anymore. Ended up fucking up. That's not what you want to do. You want to stash money away, like I said, in savings and in investing, okay, and make sure your taxes are paid so you don't get fucked up, okay? So that would be the first thing. Don't jump to the dumb, fancy stuff, right? That's the bottom of the line. That's your 1%, okay? First things first, take care of yourself, take care of your taxes, take care of the people around you. Honestly, my second biggest mistake would be once I actually knew what I was doing and I was still allocating money, it was still making even more dumb purchases. So yeah, I was putting money away for taxes. Yes, I was making sure that all my expenses were paid for. But was I putting enough money into like investings and savings? Not really. Good thing I was still making money from trading, and good thing it wasn't a super high and a super low like it was from the previous story that I just told you. But with this, it was like, okay, I'm going higher and higher, and I'm still spending really stupidly, and I'm not putting money tucked away in savings or in investment portfolios. And had I been investing and saving at that time, I probably would have a lot more bread stacked up that has accumulated over that course of time. So when you guys first start making money from trading, please be smart and understand like, hey, I'm making all this money from a market that is unbeatable, okay? You are different from everybody else. You beat a market that's unbeatable. It's like going to the casino and hitting the jackpot, right? Are you going to take the jackpot and then boom, throw it on red again to try and win more? Probably not, right? You're going to want to take it to the fucking wherever the fuck you go in the casino and then get that shit in cash and put some in the bank. Same thing with trading. You want to pay yourself out and save that money that you made from a market that is unbeatable. Third and final piece of advice and like, I guess, mistake that I made was not living below my means. I kind of mentioned this in the previous point, but this is something that every single person should be doing. Live below your means, man. Once you start making like sufficient amounts of money from trading, like I was saying before, I was still spending a lot of stupid money and I wasn't saving money. And on top of that, I was talking about, hey, we want to better our lifestyle, but at the right point in time, when you're able to do that, when you're financially stable to do that, okay? Just because you make $10,000 a month doesn't mean you're going to make $10,000 the next month, okay? And the next month following that. You don't know how this game's going to go. Some traders have losing months, some traders have really big months, and then sometimes you have a really bad month. That's why we want to put money away in savings, and then on top of that, make sure your expenses are low. All right, my expenses are extremely low, but you still see me buying this stuff, buying watches, buying a bunch of like cool clothes, buying different cars, right? New car on the way, stay tuned for that video. But I'm able to do that while also keeping my means of living low, okay? You guys don't know my income. My income is really, really high per month. So you probably see me spending all this money on this and that, and you're like, man, I wanna be like TJR, buy out the Louis store. Bro, that's 1%, if not way less than my income is. So it's like, yeah, when I step up in a store and I see a shirt that I like and it's like 250 bucks, I'm like, cool. If I like it, I cop it. Don't check the price, I'm gonna swipe it. You know, that's how I'm gonna roll in there. But again, understand, as your income grows, your means of your living below your means goes along with that, right? It's still all perspective, okay? So when I say spend 1% of your money on dumb shit, right? For me, my 1% is going to be a lot larger than your guys' 1%. And that's, again, not to flex, it's just giving you guys point of view. It's a perspective thing. So if you guys are profitable traders, hey man, you got something to look forward to. You see what I'm doing, you see what all these other traders on YouTube and Instagram are doing, awesome. You're on your way. Be slow and steady-minded with this. Understand that this is a very long game, and please, please, please take care of your profits. All right, hopefully this video gave you guys a good perspective on what to do with your profits from trading once you guys turn into profitable traders. Per usual, I appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.